All right, Chris, we're live.
Yeah, we live.
Yep.
This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished.
This is Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
X about me.
With Professional Sutton.
You already know.
Chris G.
My homie.
And the Rucker Report.
My family, what up?
They for real.
All straight with no chaser.
Let the games begin.
Let's go. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
Yo. Chris, what's good, man?
What's poppin'?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Welcome to another edition of Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy, Professional Sutton.
I'm your boy Chris G.
Let me turn up a little bit, Chris. Let me get you going. Let me get you right.
Yeah, we've been live for 11 minutes.
Nah, I don't know why they said 11 minutes. I wasn't live. I don't know why I say that, but so yeah, what's going on, everybody? We live. So I'm your boy, Professional Son. Of course, we got my boy Chris G in the background. He got the kids out there, man. You know, he love the kids, man. He love the kids, man.
I mean, let's not get crazy.
We love the kids, man. We love the kids, man. Hey, Tara, man, if you can see your husband, tell him that we looking for him, man. I hope he all right, man. I know how people from Jersey do, man. They just leave us hanging, man.
Oh, I forgot. It's crazy over here in Jersey right now. So
I mean, it's always crazy in Jersey. You know, never a dull
I mean,
moment.
they got like the National Guard walking up and down the street out in Jersey.
Oh, man, they got National Guard everywhere. But before we start the show, we got to thank our sponsor, 94.3 WYBC.
The rhythm of the city.
Well, not home of the Juan Castillo morning show no more. Home of the Didi in the morning show. But also, if you want to find us, you can find us on all social media platforms. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, Instagram, RealDSTM, Twitter, @RealDSTM1, and also on YouTube, Professional Sutton. And please support our cause, Sut10, that's SUT10. And Chris got a cash app that he want to tell you about, too. Go ahead, Chris, tell him, man.
Nah, man. You know, niggas ain't giving me no money.
Yes, it is, man.
I tell you what, though. If you hear me smacking, I'm smacking on some Mr. Max banana pudding right now. Pretty damn good.
Mr. Max. Okay, I see you. So,
you know,
as
you
people
got a little bit of money, you got some Mr. Max.
Oh, see, I don't know about Mr. Max. I must be broke, man. So I don't know nothing about Mr. Max. But again, I just want to check on everyone. It is really, really a lot going on, with the coronavirus. I know that there has been some over how many deaths now? And I know Connecticut, 9 deaths in this state alone? Do you know?
Yeah, I don't know if them numbers is accurate, good man.
Right. I mean, that's what they report to us.
I don't think those numbers is accurate.
Right, but that's what they reporting to us. 9 deaths. But we want to send our condolences to everyone that's affected by this, and everyone is affected by this. So, I know
if they're not, they will be tomorrow. Starting tomorrow. If they're not,
so tomorrow are we going on lockdown?
That's I got it on some pretty good authority that us in New Jersey gonna go into state lockdown. Okay. So all non-essential work is gonna be shut down. So it's gonna be something real Monday. I think it's gonna go into effect Monday, 8 a.m.
Well, I definitely.
So we'll see.
I am ready. I have my laptop. I have all my information. Ryan, how's it going? Omar, what's up?
You're working from home.
Yes, sir. Tara on the check-in. We got everybody on check-in. Please hit that share button. Man. We gotta try to get everyone in a nice good mood here. So I'm gonna jump right straight into it, man. I'm not even gonna play no games. NFL free agency winners and losers. Now, could you see this, Chris? So this is what I did. Shout out to my boy Darrell and Jay from the Legacy Maker podcast. I got the idea from them. Nice little graphic on the bottom. Do you see that, Chris? You see your boy work?
I do. It's nice.
You like it?
You putting in that work.
Listen, man.
Oh yeah, I see that shit.
Listen, man. Again, I'm not gonna take all the credit. I definitely want to thank Darrell and Jay. You know, I saw them do it. I said, hold on. Then I got this new iPad. I said, let me listen, man. Listen, your boy was doing it. Ruck, yo, give us a call, Ruck, man. Give us a call. You supposed to be up here with us, man. You know, I know that you in Jersey. I know you taking care of some business, but we gotta check on you, man, because you got the sugars. Gotta make sure you straight. Gotta make sure you straight out there in the streets, man. Herbie Bagwell on the check-in. My cousin Tina, what's going on? Texans are the biggest losers by far. Texans will always be the biggest losers, Ryan. If you guys don't know, my boy Newt, a.k.a. DeAndre Hopkins, he was traded for a bag of Skittles and some Cheetos as he was sent on his way. Bill O'Brien still is the GM, and he's also their head coach. Made some dumb decisions a lot of times during the season and during the offseason. What you think about this, Chris? What you think about,
Yeah, I think it was, first of all, I think Bill O'Brien's true colors got shown. And I got to listen, it's very rare that I ever agree with Dan Orlowski about anything.
Mm-hmm.
But he got the best quote about it. He said, yo, the problem with Bill O'Brien is he got Bill Belichick power, but a Marvin Lewis resume.
Ooh.
I said, boy, you better stop preaching.
Drop the bomb.
You better stop preaching. You better stop preaching.
Don't drop them bombs, man.
Yo, I'm telling you, that was the most despicable thing. Yo, I'm not even a Texans fan. No. I was hot.
Neither is Ryan. Ryan texted me like, yo, do you see this? I'm not even a Texas fan, and he lives in Texas. He's a Chiefs fan. Shouts out to him for winning the Super Bowl. But he was like, if there isn't a most dumbest decision you can make as a coach, this is it right here. This is it right here.
That was purely a personal issue that Bill O'Brien executed. First of all, if Diggs is going to get traded and you're going to get a first round pick for him,
hold on, Chris. Hold on. Let me add somebody in. Somebody want to get a piece of this. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Hold on. Hello.
Yo,
you live, man? Hold on. Let me put you in. You live on air. Let me add this call here. Don't worry about that, people. I got my man D-Ruck in the building. I know people are like, what's going on? Oh my gosh. So you live with us, D-Ruck. I gotta add Chris now. So we was talking about the DeAndre Hopkins, getting traded. What are your thoughts on that, man?
First of all, excuse everybody for my corona lateness.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me call Chris. I know people are like, yo, what's going on here? I got y'all. You know, black people.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me merge the calls. Here like I supposed to. Okay. I got my brothers on air, man. I got my boys on air, man. D-Ruck in the building.
Where Chris at?
Chris
right
here.
Chris right here.
Yeah.
After that fiasco that Quet just tried to perform,
that was horrible.
Glad he got it together.
That was horrible. Listen, if black people were, first of all, let me tell you something. If black people were on time when they supposed to be, this what happened. If I had my white friends like Ryan, Brian, Kyle, and Jake, this would never happen. Again, on a behalf of the black people, I want to apologize to my white listeners, potential sponsors. It's okay. We still reaping off of Black History Month. Get a little income tax.
Terry, you see?
That's how we get.
Oh, Terry, you see that pic? No, everybody sees Terry giving a compliment right now. Yeah, that's back when he's out in Vegas. You know what I mean? Guys, he's telling.
Now,
well, this the thing though. Like,
go ahead.
Everybody know we in a pandemic right now. So
yes, we is.
There are certain late passes that apply all the time, brother.
In my words, in the words of Donald Trump, nigga, you been late. I'm just saying.
No,
I'm just saying. You know.
Well, listen. In the words of your president, Donald Trump, like, we don't know if you're for real, Quet. Be fake.
Now, Chris was giving a very good soliloquy on what was going on with Texas. No, you interrupted by you calling from an unmarked number. First of all, not only did he call me, but I didn't even. I just seen Bridgeport. That's all I saw. Got scared, but we made it. So, Chris, please finish, sir. Please finish.
This that Rona number though.
I see.
The Rona number.
I see. Now, Chris, go ahead. Now, what would you say about the whole situation?
Oh no, basically what I was getting into is this was purely, obviously, a personal issue that Bill O'Brien had with DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, as the week progressed and we got to learn more and more information about DeAndre's and Bill O'Brien's and the team relationship, he was obviously, Bill O'Brien, very threatened by the clout and cachet that DeAndre Hopkins had with the Texans and his teammate.
Mm-hmm.
He was also concerned of how much his star quarterback, Deshaun Watson, looked up to Nuke. And I think, personally, he wanted to sever anybody who had the ear of Deshaun Watson. He wanted to get them clear. He wants to be the only person that has any influence over Deshaun Watson. And if I was Deshaun Watson, I would be very, very afraid of a man that needs to have that much control that he would sabotage his own team to have it. I'd be very, very careful if I was him.
And again, like you said, for someone to have that much power and who isn't winning anything, again, like I tell people, Chris coined the phrase failing up. This guy fails up everywhere he go. He did at Penn State. He's doing it with the Texans. He's going to continue to do that. And I think his little stint at New England has got him on the resume radar like most people do. Well, I was a coach in New England, even though the only thing you coach was the towels. Okay. Only thing you did was you was a personnel who made sure that the media people backed up, but you put coaching on your resume and people said, voila, you happen to be a white male. So, hey, we're going to give you a shot. Now, I'm not bringing race into this, but what I'm saying is the leash is a lot longer when you're a white male, you making dumb decisions like this and you become a GM, So let's keep that.
Look at Matt Patricia.
Right.
Look at Matt Patricia.
Right.
Matt Patricia over there got 9 wins in 2 seasons, got an extension. Jim Caldwell was the last coach that had them in the playoffs, the last coach that had a winning record. His last season, he was 9-7, and he got canned, and they get Matt Patricia an extension after being a loser for 2 straight seasons. Man, don't get me started.
Well, listen, Chris, we're gonna get you started. But also, before we do that, I want to thank my man Darrell again. If you didn't hear me, I want to thank you for the setup. I did steal your idea. And I told you that I was going to, so thank you, man. This is a good layout. I took it from him and Jay, Legacy Maker Sports Podcast, man. Shouts out to those guys. But Chris, we need you started. But Ruck,
no doubt.
Before we get you started, Chris, I want to hear what Ruck got to say. And please turn your Obama phone up. I can't hear you too much. Please.
Oh shit.
Please. Nah, we can hear you. You just got turned up. Kenny, what's up, Kenny?
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Go ahead, please.
This straight disrespect.
On the Obama number. You lucky, man. You lucky.
Go ahead, man. Please finish.
But the reason I called on this number is because I really was impressed with Darrell's work and how he lended to our show. So I wanted to see this, Plus, it looked like you did your Charlemagne skin treatment today. So I was like, let me we on right now. Shout out to my brother Quet. This is how we do.
Cut this nigga mic off. But go ahead, finish.
That's that TikTok shine right there.
Oh,
you see them on TikTok yesterday? That's that TikTok shine right there.
Yeah, you moving different. What you a savage? Okay.
Brian O'Brien said that the Houston weed is different. That's what he said. I guess so. Crack is too.
So here's my thing. Just piggybacking off of Chris's point, I think not only was it a sham of a job, because I initially thought when the David Johnson trade was reported, that was reported initially as a single trade. It wasn't reported as a move for anybody else, but just that the Texans had acquired him. So I said, okay, they got David Johnson. I remember what he did in Arizona. I think he was just a year removed from that injury. So I said, this could be a great addition because the Texans had never really had a really dynamic back.
Right.
So I said, this could be great. But then to hear that Nuke was in the trade, and then to hear all the stuff that came out after, I think, again, not only with just Bill O'Brien, but like Chris said, with Matt Patricia too, and anybody from New England, they always get that big head that they can be the son of Bill Belichick.
Right.
And when they go to other places, they implement these systems and these structures that seem to work, but then they isolate all the key players. You know, you look at when McDaniels went to Denver, right? He made Tim Tebow okay for a minute, but then he isolated him. And remember, Tebow mania was real prevalent the year before, and now he's not in the league no more. You look at Matt Patricia and what he does in Detroit. Matt Stafford ain't never been this hurt.
Nah.
Even when he was hurt, he ain't never been this hurt. You've never had a player like Darius Slay begging to get out of Detroit on social media the day of free agency. Then with Nuke, even though Nuke took the high road, like,
you know
if
what?
I'm Deshaun Watson, I'm going in the office like, listen,
right.
I want out.
Yeah, yo, I can go back to Romeo Cornell. What's his name? Romeo Cornell.
Romeo Cornell.
Romeo Cornell. There we go. Charlie Weiss. Remember when they came out of the Belichick tree, and everyone was just anointing them the next big thing, and then look what happened. Look what happened. So again, like you said, so you can actually be a failure, if you will, or kind of a detriment to your success just by being under the Belichick tree, because you have grown so comfortable in staying in one place that when you do leave, it's like, okay, what do you do? Like, who has been successful under Bill Belichick outside of the Patriots? And I'm still waiting for that.
Yeah. Probably nobody, but you know what the biggest thought that I had with the whole thing?
Vrabel, yes, Vrabel.
And it was.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, Vrabel probably is the most. But again, you even
1 year, guys, 1 year.
Yeah, but my thing, I'm not even saying that 1 year for Vrabel. But again, you look at that situation. You give Ryan Tannehill $119 million and tag Derrick Henry. So again, you talk about the same type of isolation of a star. You anointed somebody that's well, I'm not going to say nobody. Chris would definitely say nobody. But you anoint somebody that's a nobody and take away all the shine from the man that got you that deep playoff run and has you recognized anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't call Ryan Tannehill a nobody.
What would you call him?
Whoa.
I'd call him he a motherfucker that stink. I know who he is. I know he ain't nobody. That nigga stink. Okay.
Hey, Quet, I was worried for a minute. I was like, he
I know.
calling him a nobody. He got the Rona?
I was about to say, if Chris didn't say that something about Ryan Tannehill, I'm about to say he's sick. He got that
but
thing.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I hope they realize what they signed up for. Now, I don't necessarily disagree with them not giving Derrick Henry from a business standpoint. I don't disagree. After what you see happen with Todd Gurley, after what you see the fall off in production from Zeke Elliott, these are all running backs who carried the workload that wanted the big contract a little bit earlier. The running back is a dangerous position to be in. It's the most undervalued, underpaid.
Yes.
We can find another motherfucker to fill the hole. I think that they're going about it the right way as far as like, if we don't have to commit to giving you big money yet, we won't. I just feel like, well, just don't commit to Ryan Tannehill, because Ryan Tannehill's success is predicated on how good Derrick Henry is. So
yes.
you and if you need an example, I'll take you to LA and I'll show you how Goff played when Todd Gurley was great and how Goff played when Todd Gurley was not so. Their big mistake was, if you don't want to pay Derrick Henry yet because you don't want to put yourself in the hole, you want to see if you can get some other pieces, fine, I get it. It makes sense. It sucks for Derrick Henry, of course, but I understand it. What I don't understand is, what did you see in this 1 year from a guy who completed 7 passes against the Ravens that made you say, this is the guy that can get me there? Okay, that's the part that I don't get about Ryan Tannehill. You had 6 seasons of just ineptitude in Miami, and he got a half a season in Tennessee riding the coattails of a workhorse running back, and now all of a sudden this motherfucker is the franchise?
Talk that shit, Chris. Talk that shit, Chris.
Well,
come on, man.
I took it a step deeper, right? I think what we just saw in free agency was the NFL's good old boys' response to players like J.J. Watt and everybody coming out against this new CBA. They said, "Oh, y'all really think y'all on it? Let me show y'all what's real." Yes, Todd, you will get fired on your day off. Yes, Derek, you will not get a contract that you want. Yes, Emmanuel, you thought you was the savior of San Fran. We'll see you in New Orleans. Like, yes, Jameis, you thought because we paid for the eye surgery that we was going to keep you.
Let's not forget Buckner. You know what I mean, from the 49ers.
Listen,
the Forrest Buckner.
Not even Buckner, but also take a look at this. We just talked about the Tennessee Titans. Look what they did with Jarrell Casey. I don't care if you want to say the number or whatever, but you trade your 5-time All-Pro for a 5th-round pick. And you said you don't want to re him up. That's because you just gave $119 million to somebody Caucasian. We ain't woke yet.
Yo, and I'm gonna tell you what, if they had more time with Ryan Tannehill, they probably would have tried to make him an MVP candidate, because the way he came in there, you know what it was like? It was like if someone was doing all the work for a science project and the teacher said, "Hey, you guys got until Tuesday to get it done." And Derrick Henry said, "You know what? I'm trying to make it out the hood, so I'm gonna do this science project." And Ryan Tannehill said, "Okay, buddy, I'll see you then." They both got, A+, but guess who got the student of the month? Tannehill.
Well, the thing that really annoyed me about Tannehill is just the way the media perceived him off the coattails of Derrick Henry.
Right.
It was like Derrick Henry was doing all of the heavy lifting.
Yes.
You were in and winning these games because Derrick Henry was averaging 215. And he comes in and they go, "Oh, he had the best fourth down, he had the best fourth quarter percentage. He only had to throw 2 times in the fourth quarter."
Here we go.
He only had to throw 2 times, 3 times. Of course he got the best percentage. He didn't have to win it. It was already won. You were milking the clock with Derrick Henry by this point. And they just bloviating about him on ESPN and on Fox and on FS1 and all this bullshit about how they talk about he's the comeback player of the freaking year. And I'm like, oh, he's still a bum. How can't you see it? Now listen, Tannehill might be a nice guy in real life. I'm not, he probably take care of his family, whatever. But on the field, there's nothing that he does that's gonna. It's the only reason he really. Marcus Mariota had a mental brain fart or lapse. I don't know why he couldn't, just do the simple things. I don't know, maybe because the playbook was more wide open to him, so he was trying to push him. I don't know.
It's Vrabel.
Could be Vrabel. What I know for sure is that Tannehill didn't do shit. Okay,
no, he
did the very, very bare minimum. May I say that if a black quarterback was in his position, they'd be like, "We need to see more." That's the shit that be pissing me off. But no shade to Ryan Tannehill.
No.
Yeah, none whatsoever.
I mean, but we gotta talk about it, because when you look at Ryan Tannehill and the way he was given credit for a situation that he should not have been given credit to, and this is where you talk about where analytics come into play, that we know who played the game, who understand the game, people that's listening. This is when people who don't know shit about sport, like I'm gonna say, rest in peace, Uncle Roger. If you don't know shit about boxing, then how in the hell are you in the game? You got these people who are in it strictly for the business reason, and I understand what business brings. I get that. That's how you stay. That's how you stay in it. But when you are dictating how much someone is getting off a quarterback that played 5.6 games, barely did anything, you have a workhorse, but then you say, okay, we're going to give you more than him. I mean, where does it equal out? Only thing that can be used is that Derrick Henry's a running back and they don't have many years in the NFL. If you want to use that bullshit, go ahead. Go ahead. But let's keep it real. Did he deserve that much? No. And like Ryan was saying, shouts out to Ryan Reed. He said they could have got him for way less than that. Yes, they could have, because he wanted to still play.
Way less.
They could have got him for way less, and they still could have kept some pieces, or they could have got some pieces.
Wouldn't have paid Ryan Tannehill wouldn't have paid him more than $7 million a year.
No,
and goddamn it, that's a stretch.
No,
listen. Let me just say this real quick, right? It's clear and obvious. It's clear and obvious what's going on right now, right? Ryan Tannehill has just graduated from the mask-on school of Sam Bradford.
Okay.
So he understands how to go in the office and get that back because he got it
These
in
are
Miami.
facts.
He
These are
got it in
facts.
Miami, and he got it in Tennessee. But again, I just think what we're seeing is, this is the NFL always looking to place that guy as the pedestal person, and it always is going to be the quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're always going to see the disparity in that when it's a black quarterback.
Yep.
But we will see. We will see.
Well, Ruck, if there's one thing that the NFL like, it's a mediocre white quarterback. Oh, my goodness, they love a mediocre white quarterback.
Because if you look at that, and Chris, just to your point, if you look at that, Quet just said Ryan Tannehill played in 5.6 games, right? Basically, right?
Yep.
Of course, the QBR looked great, looked absolutely great. Because if I go 6 for 7,
throwing 2 screen and not to mention you throwing screen passes. If you throw the screen pass and then he runs for freaking 50 yards, guess what? You look real good. You look real good, man.
And you could get and potentially you could have 100, 200-yard game.
Exactly.
But anyway, my thing is this: if you want to really check the facts, people, about what we're talking about, look at Ryan Tannehill's contract and look at Teddy Bridgewater's contract.
People say Teddy Bridgewater still need to prove it. Like before he got hurt, he wasn't already way better than Ryan Tannehill. Now they're saying, he need to prove it, even though he played just as many games, 5, with Drew Brees out and had them like they didn't miss a freaking beat. Like they didn't miss one beat, and they're talking about, the jury's still out on Teddy Bridgewater. I wonder why that is. I wonder why they're looking at Teddy Bridgewater just slightly different than they're looking at the garbage dumpster.
There we go. That's the Chris I know.
Ryan Tannehill.
That's the Chris we know, bro. Listen, let's not forget that before Teddy Bridgewater had this freak accident, the Vikings were actually favored to get to the NFC Championship. Let's not forget how that season was supposed to go. And like you said, to your credit, Chris or Ruck, when he came in,
Brian the fool.
Bro, Brian the fool, yo. And so is yo, man, listen. Read the comments, people.
Fool,
read the comments. But but again,
he said, Ryan O'Brien said, "Cracker ass QB."
But again, like you said, let's not forget, like, they missed the beat without Drew Brees, and Teddy Bridgewater stepped in. I mean, that's why the Colts wanted him, and that's why I feel hopefully he gets what he deserves and some. That's just how I feel, man. That's how I feel about that.
Yo, hold on. Say that again. Now, who gets what he deserves and some? Who?
I said I hope that Teddy Bridgewater gets what he deserves.
Oh yeah. Well, he's in a bad. He's not in a great situation. Carolina is rebuilding. They got a new coach. They don't have any weapons other than really Christian McCaffrey. I mean, I know maybe some of the young wide receivers might pop, but maybe they won't. Greg Olson's gone. I just they're in flux for me. The Carolina Panthers. I'm hoping for the best. Not to mention that now they got to deal with Tom Brady and Drew Brees in the same division.
Please don't get Brian O'Brien started.
Listen, I ain't worried about. Let me tell you what I'm not worried about. Matt Ryan. I don't care. You can give Matt Ryan. Wait,
Chris. Let me just stop you there. Let me just say this.
All right, go ahead.
You can give Matt Ryan the best receiver in the league. Hold on. I'm sorry. Okay, that's already happening. You can give Matt Ryan one of the best offensive coordinators. Hold on. That already happened. You can give him the best run. Go ahead, Chris. Finish, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
You can give him all these things. Matt Ryan will find a way to lose it for you. He will. And let me tell you something. Matt Ryan is like Novocaine. Just give it time. He always gonna work. Just give him time. He always gonna bubble it up. Hands gonna get numb. Ain't gonna be able to complete passes. Throat gonna get closed. And peanut butter sandwiches get real thick in the fourth quarter.
Yes, they do. They do.
So Chris, basically what you're saying is Matt Ryan is the only person that can be in Magic City in Atlanta and be sitting by himself. Okay.
Exactly. Let me tell you something. I couldn't have put it any better than that. Matt Ryan is the only person that goes to the whorehouse and strikes out. I'm telling you. That's what Matt Ryan is. Okay? That's what Matt Ryan is.
So on 2 for 5 nights, Matt Ryan still losing. Okay.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah. On 2 for 5 night, he's still paying 20. I'm telling you. That's Matt Ryan. Don't get your hopes up. I seen some Atlanta fan did a whole montage of Matt Ryan, Gurley, Julio, Calvin Ridley, and somebody was just like, and what? It's Matt Ryan, man.
Should have never gave you niggas money.
Listen, I'm sure he'll put up some numbers. I'm sure he might even become an MVP candidate again. But let me tell you something. Once them playoffs start, bye.
Peanut butter. Again, like I would say on the show, I'll say forever. When the Super Bowl was happening, it was 28-3. Chris did not watch the Super Bowl that had the Patriots in it. I said, Chris, the Falcons are up, you won't believe, by 28-3. And Chris' exact words was, don't worry, he'll find a way to fuck it up. And goddamn was he right. Goddamn was you right, Chris. Now,
I tell you.
Now, speaking of the Patriots, as most of you know, my godfather Tom Brady took his talents elsewhere. He's in Tampa Bay now, fellas. He's in Tampa Bay. Now, my question is, and I want everyone out there to answer. Will the Patriots?
Hold on, before you ask
Go
the
ahead.
question,
Go ahead.
to interrupt. I have to do my Kanye moment real quick. Chris.
Yeah.
If this dude pop up with a Tampa Bay hat.
Yo, I didn't have a Patriots hat.
I'm telling you right now, Chris.
Pause. Hold on.
I'm saying this to you on air.
Listen.
How Quet get number one video when Beyonce out there?
Listen.
If Quet pop up with anything that say TB or got a flag on it or anything.
Listen.
Chris?
Listen. First of all, you said Tampa Bay, so you gotta say pause, okay? That's one. Two, I would not wear anything that's the Buccaneers. I am good. I'm straight. Like I said, Tom Brady is the GOAT. He's my GOAT. I know he's not some of y'all GOAT. But with that being said, now will the Patriots win without Tom Brady consistently, or will Tom Brady win without? What's the whole dynamic here? Chris, go ahead.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, I think it's either going one or two ways. Either Bill Belichick's going to pull a rabbit out the hat, and he's going to make sure that the Patriots are in position to compete this year, or, which I think is more likely, I wouldn't be surprised if Bill Belichick tanked this year so he can get Trevor Lawrence and change the whole game up.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He traded away or let a lot of free agents just walk for nothing.
So you telling me that he can, that you can see Bill Belichick saying, hey, you know what? We're going to chill with this one right here, and we want to get Trevor Lawrence instead of trying to be successful without Tom. Is that what you're saying?
That is what I am saying, yes.
Well, my thing with that, to Chris's point, is who's going to say something if he do?
True.
If he does tank, who's going to say something? If he does tank, and in the media, they're going to give him a pass because Tom isn't there. So they're going to say the great Bill Belichick has to, adjust, and they'll give him that time. But what I fully expect him to do is I expect him to even take a chance on one of these other quarterbacks that's still out there, like a Jameis, like a Cam, because I think he really is intrigued with the option of trying to see if he can win with a mobile quarterback.
True.
Right?
True.
I and y'all know I'm crazy, so I take it a step further. I fully think that he's trying to work out something in the draft that can allow him to get somebody like Tua.
So you saying Tua?
If he's not going to go with Jameis or Cam because of their obvious issues, right? Why not try to move up in the draft and get Tua? He still has other pieces that people want. Like, I don't think he's done shopping a lot of people around. I think, if you ask me, I think Julian Edelman and Sanu probably are next because this could be a total restructure and nobody will say anything to him.
True.
You understand? And then now he puts them in a different position, not only to play with younger players and see what he has, but then he'll build the capital in terms of, okay, now we don't have to pay the salaries that we were probably going to pay. and we're good. If you think about it, during free agency, what he's done right now is he reinvested in the offensive line because he knows that's where he has to start.
That's a great point. That is an excellent point.
So that's what he's done so far. And again, who's really going to challenge him? And then this is my thing that a lot of people are really mistaken about what happens in New England. Remember, folks, they're still in a division with the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Bills. You can still win games in that division. Now, everybody in the NFC South, whether they believe Tom Brady, like Max Kellerman says, and like Chris always says too, has completely fallen off the cliff, the threat in this division has become real. Because if you were not worried about Tampa Bay and what they did last year, now everybody talks about Jameis's 30 for 30 season, and they always talk about the 30 interceptions. But you look at them 30 touchdowns and almost 5,000 yards with the quarterback whisperer and an underrated offensive coordinator like my man Michael Brick, a.k.a. Byron Leftwich. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had an explosive offense with some good pieces around it.
True.
So Tom pretty much is going to a team where he know he can make some throws that they need him to make, but he's gotten younger at every position. You talk about Evans, you talk about Goodwin. They don't talk about O.J. Howard enough. You talk about Brace. They do have a running back by committee thing that they can still kind of win in with some different things. If I was the Tampa Bay Bucks right now, one of the moves that I would be looking to make, and I know y'all, people ran down. Shout out to my man Randall Burns. You always get on me about my AB conspiracies. But listen, you get AB, or even the fact that talk to Denver about Philip Lindsay, because clearly they go in a different direction by giving Melvin Gordon some money. You put a lot of interesting pieces around town, and they already had a really good, solid, young, and some great veterans in their defensive locker room. So Tampa Bay is going to be a hard out in the NFC South.
I can't disagree with you, Chris. What's your take on this, sir?
Look, man, Tampa Bay at the end of the day is still Tampa Bay. And listen, I got to be real. And there is the big part of me that says, if this was a younger Tom Brady, maybe they could be like this threat. But let me just hit everybody. I know I'm like the resident Tom Brady hater, but
yes, you
just to hit everybody on a real tip. Tom Brady has gotten fat off of living in the weak ass AFC East. Okay, he's been playing jabronis for his whole life. Okay, he's gotten fat off of only being 2 or 3 at a time at the most good teams in the whole AFC. I mean, when Peyton was there, it was him, it was Peyton, it was Big Ben. On and off, Big Ben and Joe Flacco would kind of switch. Peyton left. It's Patty Mahomes. I'm just saying, he's been living off the fat of the lamb for a long time. He's in the NFC now. There's killers everywhere. Okay? The NFC is the most talented division to me by far. I mean, you got to worry about, shout out to my boy, you got to worry about Green Bay. You got to worry about the Eagles. You got to worry about the Saints, which are in your own division that you got to play twice. You got to worry about the Niners. You got to worry about the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
You got to. I hate to even say this. You got to worry about the Cowboys. I mean, there isn't no easy road. Even if you get a bye, and I don't think they're going to get that. But let's say they even got a first round bye, you still got to play 2 killers. And I don't know, man. I don't listen. They'll be better. They'll win some games. They'll make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. That's about it, though. That's about it. That's all I see.
I mean, I think that the Buccaneers, like you said, Chris, to your point, I think that, the Buccaneers would do better. But to say that they're going to be Super Bowl contenders and everybody's like, well, could this be the first team to actually host the Super Bowl and actually play the Super Bowl that they hope? No, that's not happening. That's not going to. If this was 2002, okay, cool. But this is not 2002. Like you said, if Tom Brady was younger, even if he was 5 years younger, I think what you're looking at is a whole different scenario. But understanding how old Tom Brady is, understanding that it's just too much. Like Chris say, long in the tooth. It's gonna be different, and this is not the AFC East. This is a whole different beast. When you got Cam Jordan coming for your head, when you have a scheme and a better team that's winning more than 2 games a year, this gets a little bit different, and especially for someone that's plus 40. What's going to happen when he get that big hit? Can he take it?
Well, look, man.
I'm just saying.
He got, honestly, to tell you the truth, he's consistently got to see better defenses all the time.
Yeah.
On top of that, listen, man, the Buccaneers, Jameis isn't bad, yo. I mean, we get the 30 interceptions, 33 interceptions is bad. Please don't get me, misconstrued. But Jameis is not a bad player. You know what I mean? He makes he's too much of a gambler, if anything. If he just toned it back just a little bit. Like, your big arm can't get you out of every situation. He should be more of a Matthew Stafford type. And I think he can get there. I mean, that's not the best in the world, but, it'll get you a big contract.
I can't disagree with you on that one. I mean, if we see what's out there, look.
I'm sorry, fellas.
Not too much.
I'm looking at, like, the biggest fire that I ever seen in my life happening, like, 4 doors away, and hopefully this shit don't spread down here.
You okay?
Dude. I ain't trying to hijack the show. Keep going.
No, I'm just saying.
I got my eyes somewhere else right now.
Yes. No, please have your eyes somewhere else because that's serious. Now, March Madness. It's a lot of brackets out there, so we're gonna switch gears, people. I'm trying to keep the show light. I'm trying to keep it, with everyone. I'm trying to give everyone in a good mood because there's a lot going on, especially with this coronavirus. So, we talking sports now. There's a lot of March Madness lists. Chris and I, we were talking about a list earlier that I want to get into. But before we get into that list, I want to bring up my own March Madness list. And here's my March Madness list for food, for fast food restaurants. Now, Ruck, can you see this? I don't know if you're still with us. I have my list up here of fast food places. And some people was hating on me that I had Checkers pulling out the Cinderella story and winning the whole
That's
damn
not a
thing.
Cinderella story. That's not a Cinderella story.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
First of all, Checkers is a 1 seed, okay? I don't care what nobody said.
Thank you.
Checkers is a 1 seed.
Thank you.
Checkers is a blue blood 1 seed.
You know what?
As far as I'm concerned, Checkers is they know Duke, but they're at least Kentucky. Okay? They're at least Kentucky.
Now again, if you see my list, to me it's a very good list. I like my list, but I had some people giving me some slack over there. Like, that list is stupid. How can you have Checkers? This, that, and the third. I said, are you kidding me? When I tried Checkers, I'm telling you what, I'll steal your mama TV for some Checkers. Okay, I was mad at Chris. I was mad at Ruck that they did not tell me about this place earlier when I went to Baltimore. Where the hell did I go? To DC, and we stopped in Maryland, and I had Checkers. I had to double back and get another sandwich. That's how good Checkers is. Them fries, it is quintessential fast food. It's greasy, it's fat, it makes you sluggish when you eat it. That's what fast food is all about. Not all this healthy shit. Not all this healthy shit. Again, you can look at my brackets. Of course I'm gonna have Mickey D's in there. I love McDonald's. They always gonna be my Final Four. I don't care what you say. I love McDonald's. So that's going to be my list. So D-Ruck, if you were to have a winner in this March Madness of fast food, who would you have on your list?
Man, so I had to take it to a Final Four, right? So my Final Four was definitely Checkers in one bracket.
Okay.
Right? Definitely on the West Coast bracket was White Castle.
Okay.
I am going to go, and this may be the unpopular pick, but I think this is my Cinderella. KFC, man, because people sleep with KFC chicken.
Oh, we ain't friends no more. Oh, we ain't friends no more.
Oh, he got the Rona.
I'm just saying, when they came out with the grilled chicken from KFC, it was something different. So KFC and Popeye's Final Four, I am a Jersey dude. So I mean, of course, we got checkers in Jersey, so I'm always have to go with the hometown, man. Hometown is White Castle, B. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? White Castle for the national championship at the buzzer, like Butler won that year.
Okay. So Brian O'Brien is happy about that. We can get with that. Chris, who would your final four and your winner be if we had to make a bracket today of fast food?
Okay, first of all, lead this list up. So, first of all, let me tell you something. Dairy Queen got way too far. They're not getting past Carl Jr.'s or Hardee's, okay? That's that. Let me tell you something. Carl Jr.'s and Hardee's got burgers I ain't never even heard of before, okay? We're going to put some respect on Carl Jr.'s and Hardee's, okay? DQ entirely got way too far. First of all, and second of all, A&W is never beating Chipotle. Chipotle
It's garbage.
is a titan in this motherfucker,
It's
okay?
garbage.
Let me tell you something.
That's because you never been to
Chipotle
Texas
is
and
at
have
the
real food,
least-
Chris.
Let me tell you something. Chipotle is at least Michigan State. I promise you. I promise you, they're at least Michigan State. You can't. You can't have Chipotle that far. That's some of the best food that you ever gonna see. So, me looking at it, I would say I would go. Let me see. I don't really like McDonald's. Panda Express is okay, but I'll pass. Quiznos bread is too hard. Panera bread is for white people. All right, so out of my Mac, this is Mac and Dick. What this is Mac and Dick region?
What?
Right,
Yeah.
well, this is Mac and Dick McDonald's region.
Yeah, listen, man. I didn't make the list.
All right. I'm gonna
didn't
just
make
stay
the
off of that part. Okay, so in the first region, I'm gonna go Carl's Jr.
Okay.
Okay, and then in my second region, I'm gonna go. Man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
You gotta go Chick-fil-A. In my bag fries region, I'm gonna go Jack in the Box, man. Jack in the Box
Okay.
is legit.
Crack in the box.
Jack in
Okay.
the Box is legit. And then in my Dave Thomas region, Checkers. And then I would have Checkers versus Chick-fil-A, and I'll have Checkers winning.
Okay. Okay.
Checkers. That's what I do.
That's why I love you, man. That's why I love you. That's why I love you, man.
But that KFC comment,
He's sick.
lost some real points.
He's sick.
KFC got to be some of the worst chicken ever. Now, don't get me wrong. The grilled KFC chicken was okay. It was okay. I could eat that.
Who matched that, Chris? Who matched the grilled KFC chicken?
Nobody, but it ain't even around no more. It ain't even on their list. You can't go to KFC and get grilled chicken no more.
I know they did themselves a disservice, but I tell you this: when that grilled chicken was out, it had fat people like myself thinking that we were doing healthy things. That we were doing healthy things. So you watch your mouth when you talk about that KFC chicken, Ricky Bobby.
Let me tell you something. If you want to say that KFC grilled chicken is good, we can go down that train. Okay, everything else, kick rocks forever. I can't do it. I can't do it.
All right.
I can't.
Hey, Chris, you could turn your phone down just a smidget, just a ruck, because I got to turn ruck up. Okay, now speaking of March Madness, Chris, we were talking before we got on air, and we were talking about some lists that people put together as far as like college basketball players. Now,
ESPN put this together. This is done by ESPN.
Yeah. Well, again,
this ain't no random joint.
It's random because some of these people are idiots. Now, could you tell us who are some of the people that were battling for this win? Because some of it was like, okay, I can see that, but I was like, how do you put Shaq over Sue Bird in college, not in the NBA, in college? That was my only concern and complaint about.
Hold on, give me one second. Let me dig that up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead. So I just want to let y'all know that this show is brought to you by 94.3 WYBC, the rhythm of the city, New Haven's own, New Haven's finest. And I hope that everyone is having a great day now that I got your attention. And also, we are also seeking sponsorship. So please help us out if you can. Go to Cash App Sutton. Or if you got Patreon, go to Patreon. Don't Shoot the Messenger Sports Podcast. Whatever you got, we love it. So
Okay, I'm loaded up.
help us out. So Chris is going to tell us, this ESPN put together best college basketball players. So what you got for us, Chris?
Okay, so we got, first of all, what, can you hear me?
I think he can hear you.
got you.
Okay, all right, here we go. And I'm going to give them to you just how they got it. In the West region, the number 1 overall seed. Now, they're taking, this is all about college, not about what you did as a pro, not about what your name changed to when you went pro. This is all about what you were in college for those 1 to 4 years. Number 1 overall seed in the West, Lou Alcindor.
Okay.
He's going against number 16 seed, Simone Augustus.
Okay.
Then we got the number 2 overall seed. That would be our very own Diana Taurasi going against the number 15 seed, as he was known back then as Chris Jackson.
Okay.
Number 3 seed, Oscar Robertson versus Bill Bradley. Number 4 seed, Anthony Davis versus number 13 seed, Jerry West. Number 5 seed, Tyler Hansbrough versus number 12 seed, Lisa Leslie. Number 6 seed, Kimber Walker versus number 11, Marcus Camby. Number 7, Akeem Olajuwon versus number 10, Dwayne Wade. Number 8, which I felt had the most controversy, number 8 seed, Sue Bird versus number 9 seed,
How is she
Shaquille O'Neal.
8? Come on now. How is she 8?
I don't know. I don't know how she's 8. I don't know how she's 8. They should have put her in another region.
Yeah.
If they didn't. Anyway, yeah, that's just the East region. I mean, I'm sorry, that's just the West region. So what's your takes on that, Ruck?
I think he's still there. Ruck?
I mean, my take on it was, I feel like Sue Bird definitely had a better college career than Shaq did.
I think so.
Shaq. People don't understand that Shaq at LSU, while he was very dominant, you're talking about the early years. He's playing behind Stanley Roberts and a bunch of other fellas that are not only bigger than him, but have more notoriety.
Mm-hmm.
So Sue Bird was dominant day one. I would love to see what Diana Taurasi's college year looks like. People sleep on Simone Augustus and what she did in college.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that I didn't hear Shamika Holdsclaw's name in that.
Hold on, there are other regions. This is just the West region. This is the West region.
But
yeah,
I mean, definitely Sue Bird had a better college career than Shaq. Absolutely.
Well, just to give you a little bit of satisfaction, Shamika Holdsclaw is in the East region, and she's a number 4 overall seed. But just to get back to the Shaq and Sue Bird thing, the reason why I had a problem with this, because the voting for the West region is closed. Okay? So all of the votes are already in. Shaquille O'Neal beat Sue Bird in that region 78.5% to 21.5%.
Horrible.
Absolutely horrible. Mind you, Sue Bird got 2, let me say this again, 2 national championships and 3 consecutive Final Four appearances.
Right. So before we start, Chris, I got someone that's on the line, right? So shouts out to my boy Trevor Coleman. He was the one that was getting on me about choosing checkers. He was talking all that cash. So that's why we talking about brackets. I tagged him. He was talking a whole lot of mess about checkers. So yeah, Trevor, talk that shit now. I got my boy with me, my brother. Now what? Yeah, nigga. So he said, Chris, can you send me the whole bracket? I'm gonna post the whole bracket up while we're talking.
You want me to see the ESPN bracket?
Yes, please. So that way I can.
Okay. I mean, it's on ESPN, but okay, I'll send it to you.
Okay, never mind. You know what, smart ass Chris.
Like,
you know what?
It's literally like right there, but I'll send it to you.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate you. So what are now? It was. I don't know what region it was, but before we went on air, Chris, I said it's such a travesty. It was Shamika Holdsclaw versus who?
Oh, hold on. Let me pull that up.
Please do.
It was Shamika whole squad versus. Just give me a second.
I think that's the one when we were like, yo.
Shamika whole squad, I'm sorry, is in the South region.
Okay.
And Shamika is number 4 going against number 13, Trey Young.
Oh my God. She wins that. She wins that. Like, I mean, there is no question about that. She has to win that, right? I mean, if anyone has, come on now.
I'm gonna just give you the write up on
Please
the
do.
number 4 seed Shamika and the number 13 seed Trey. It says Shamika whole squad, Tennessee, 95-99. She led the Lady Vols to the first three-peat in women's NCAA tournament history.
Okay.
Whole squad was also the women's Final Four most outstanding player and a 2-time Naismith Award winner. She's the SEC's leading career scorer at 3,025 points. Plus, she was the number 1 overall draft pick for the WNBA. Young's mock-up, 2017-2018. During his only college season, Young recorded the highest single-season average of 27.4 of any player in the Big 12 history. At the same time, he averaged 8.7 assists, ranks as the best in D1 history by any freshman. He scored 30 points in more than 9 games and recorded at least 10 assists 9 times. That's his resume versus Shamika.
Oh my gosh.
You let that breathe.
Oh my God.
I don't even know why Trey Young's up here.
I
honestly don't know why.
I don't know either. I don't
If I'm
understand.
not mistaken, Oklahoma lost in the second round.
But again,
let that sizzle in your spirit.
Yeah,
right.
That sizzle in your spirit. Oklahoma lost in the second round. Shamika won 3 of them things.
Thank you.
3 of them things.
During a dominant reign of Tennessee and UConn, going back and forth, and also that's when women basketball back then it was very dominant, like it is now. But the competition was really heavy, though. Really heavy.
Oh, listen, I would make the argument 95-99. Tennessee versus UConn wasn't a comp. It was all Tennessee.
Yes.
In that era, at that particular point. Because, for a minute, it was going back and forth. It was going UConn get a ring, then Tennessee get a ring. Then it go back to UConn. Then, it go back to Tennessee. It was going they was playing volleyball with it for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't even think I don't know why Trey Young is up there. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense to me.
I'm trying to find a picture. I'm trying to get the picture so I could put it up here.
I'm gonna go this far too, because if you go a little further down in that thing, they also got number 7 Candace Parker versus number 10 Kevin Durant. I don't understand. Kevin Durant played 1 year. He played 1 year, and I think they got to the Sweet 16. I think. I'm not 100% sure. Why is he in there? Also, they got Danny Manning versus Zion Williamson. Don't get it. Obviously, I'm a Duke fan, but Zion only played 1 year, fam. You need to have some more consistency than just 1 year.
I think that when they creating this list, they're looking at the popularity too, because it has to be, because some of these players that are in it, it's like, how did they make this list? It's so many other great players when you're talking college basketball, and I know that they don't have the household name as some of these players that went on to the league, but you gotta throw in some players who had great performances in the tournament, and that's what it's all about. So I mean, come on, I'm thinking of a lot of other players that should be on this list. That definitely should be on this list. And I'm just like, okay, I see how this works. I see how this works, man. I see how this works. But I'm trying to find like a better list, Chris. But the list that I'm
to you right now.
Okay, because
I mean, right
I see it, but it's just all over the place. So,
failed.
Oh, it failed.
You keep saying message failed. I know I got you.
Man. I don't know.
Right drink.
Maybe because I don't know. But any other pertinent stuff that's going on in the world of sports, fellas, that y'all want to talk about, man? I know it's not a lot of stuff going on, but I tell you what, I saw this great ass dice game, man. I wanted to record it, but 5 of my dudes was on probation, so it was my boy had a hot hand, man. What'd you say, Chris?
Started watching the World Tournament of Darts. That shit was exciting.
I'm gonna tell you what other sport I like. I love curling. I tell you what, I love curling. Curling is a dope ass sport, and I know people. If you don't know what curling is, that's when it basically look like they cleaning up the floor. But the precision that you have to get that weighted ball inside that circle, man. I tell you what, man, it's a great thing, man. I can't wait now with no, professional sports. I think ESPN 8, what they call it, the Acho. I think that's coming back, man.
Yeah,
So can't wait to
yeah,
watch
they're
that,
bringing
man.
that back.
Can't wait to watch
Look,
that, man.
man, as much as I'm missing sports, man, I'm way more concerned about everybody's safety.
Yes, sir.
And look, man, there'll be sports again.
Yes,
You
it
know what I
will.
mean?
Yes, it
Like,
will.
it's a little off season. Plus, there wasn't nobody beating down the door to watch hockey. And anyway, so
I mean, and
ain't
then
nobody thrilled about baseball coming back. Like, so, just saying, like it's all right. It's a good spot.
right,
It's a good spot.
right.
It's a good spot.
Yeah, man. So like I said, man, and like Chris said, I just wanted to bring people something to talk about and take their minds off of this because there's a lot going on right now, and I'm just praying for the whole world, not for this nation, but for the whole world. It's a lot going on, so safety is the main thing. Safety is the main thing right now.
You see, you did it the right way. See, everybody quarantined. We all out our house.
Yes.
We ain't all huddled up together.
Well, Skip and Shannon is doing it right too. Skip and Shannon are
they're
apart.
doing it right too. Well,
So.
you know what? First Take doing it right too. They're not on the same location.
Yep.
They're all doing it satellite. So
Right.
can't say the same about Get Up, but whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody ain't nothing.
And then being that you guys have young kids, man, you just don't know with this thing. You just don't know with this thing. But I will tell you guys what. I want to talk to Chris because Chris is when it comes to politics, Chris know his stuff. We had like a 2-hour debate that lasted way too long about 2 subjects, but that's how we do when it's me and my brother. And I definitely want to get you tomorrow, Chris, or later on today, whenever you're free, man, because you're a very busy man. Chris is going to share some interesting takes on another podcast that I have called Something Like That. Shameless plug. It's going to be unfiltered. Now, again, I'm not a politic guy, but I watch it.
What am I sharing my politics point on here?
I don't know. We're just going to talk about it. We just going to talk about it. We just gonna talk about it.
You setting it up like it's gonna be some fire, and I don't know.
Oh, it is gonna be some fire.
My political view, if I don't know what it is.
Listen. When Chris and I were talking about that, we should get people $1 million, and he told me what would happen if that happened. You gotta wait till my podcast come out tomorrow. I promise you, you guys are gonna go crazy over that. You're gonna go crazy.
You can't give everybody $1 million. You just can't do it.
No, you can't
do it.
No, you can't.
It'll collapse the world.
Yes, it will. Yes. And once we talked about that, I was like, Chris, you are the man. So, again, I want to thank Darrell and Jay from Legacy Sports Makers Podcast for this nice little silhouette and, layer going on. I stole their idea. Thank you, fellas. Thank you so much. And also, I want to thank my brothers, D. Ruck, Deshaun Aloquatius, Rucker, and Chris Jerome Gay for being on with me today.
My middle name is Gerard, so you don't even got to make up the Jerome thing.
Okay, I was close. I was close.
You was close, but you give me I got a legit middle name that is black, so like you can use that, yo.
Jerome Aloquatius. So again, I want to thank everybody, man, for tuning in to Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. Again, thank you, and I pray. Hope everyone's safe out there. Please take heed to this. This is serious. We love you. Thank you. And we will see you next week. Peace.
Peace.